Hello.
Hey,
It's week 8. What's that mean?
8.
Almost halfway done.
Oh my goodness.
What are we going to do? We got 6 teams on bye this week.
Mm,
It's the Cardinals, the Lions, the Jags, the Raiders, the Rams, and the Seahawks.
yes.
That's 4 pretty good teams on bye and
Mhm.
2 not good teams on bye.
Mhm.
Okay, last week 7, we both crushed it.
Woot.
Josh went 3-1 on his picks, and I went 2-1. So I hit the Eagles over the Vikings. Sometimes it's easy to pick these games against your own team. You just know certain teams that your team doesn't tend to beat, and so I got that one. I got the Titans wrong. I thought they'd have a little juice after firing their coach, playing against their former coach. I thought they'd play well. They actually did get ahead 10-3, and then after that, the wheels fell off. Like they're just very bad at football. I think I want to see the Titans and Jets play because I actually think the Jets probably win that game if they do play. Um, Josh got the Panthers right. They took care of the Jets in sort of like a possible trap
Yeah.
game, like on the road. They hadn't won on the road. Jets
Mhm.
need a win. Obviously, they don't have one yet, but the Panthers got it done.
They did. I actually was a little surprised. I thought the margin of victory would be a little larger. I mean, it was like, what was it? It was 7 points, I think, 13-6. But
Yeah,
I at least thought that they'd score more points.
yeah. I mean, they were only favored by 1.5, but yeah, I mean, like I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, so you had the Colts. They
Yeah.
took care of the Chargers. The Chargers could not stop them. I mean, it's just
Mm.
crazy what the Colts are doing. I need to start
6-1.
watching more of their games. Yeah,
Yeah.
best team, only team with one loss, or
Yeah. Everybody else is at 2
because the
or
Bucks
more.
just lost, so the
That's
Bucks
right.
have 2 losses. You also hit the Giants. They were, I mean, that was through and through the right pick, and for them
Oh,
to not win that game was
oh
just
my God.
nuts.
2 missed extra points. 2 missed extra
Oh,
points.
I knew they had one
I
at the
think it
end.
was 2, yeah. That there was one earlier in the game.
The Broncos scored 33 in the fourth quarter.
Never been done before.
Yeah, I mean, so like Jackson Dart looks really good for the most part, and then
Dude,
you just can't make that. You can't throw that interception
no.
at the end. Like at that point, there's like 5 minutes left. You throw that pick. I mean, it changed the Broncos' chances of winning immensely, just
Dramatically.
because. Let's say it's incomplete. I don't know what down it is. Let's just say it was second down, then third down. Who knows? Maybe you don't get it, but then you still take 40 more seconds. You punt, so field position changes a ton, and then there's only 5 minutes left, right? So they have to
Hmm.
come all the way down. It's just, and I mean, he knows that you can't make that mistake, but then don't make that mistake. Like it's crazy.
He looks so good, Jackson Dart. Like, it's almost just some of the clips that I've seen. Like, the I don't know. He just seems to get in the right position. There's always something open on field, whether it's a receiver or just the path in front of him to make some sort of rushing gain. It's bizarre how good he looks, I feel like. And the idea that he looks this good and they came out of training camp going, yeah, Russell Wilson is the guy, I fire that coaching staff immediately.
Yeah. Okay, so I had the Niners. I hit that against the Falcons on, I think that was Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were 3-0 and you went with the Bucks, and the Bucks, that game was
Oh,
weird.
so weird, dude.
Like there was some weird calls, and like even though the Bucks weren't playing very well, they were in it. Like what
Yeah.
was it? It was 14-9, and they went for 2, so they could have cut it to 3,
Yeah.
and then after that they just kind of
Just the
couldn't score. But
doors fell off. Yeah.
Mike Evans went down. Was it the second quarter?
Yeah.
So they were pushing it down the field to him. He had one catch where he was just barely out of bounds, and then the one where he hurt himself, he had that, but then when he hit the ground, he was in so much pain that the ball just like came out. So that was a huge turning point in the game. They would have had like a 50-yard catch set up in good position. Instead, they had an incompletion, and their best receiver was done for the night. So it's crazy how many times one play can just completely swing or like change the game. Like you have your best player go out, you lose that long catch, and now it's like, all right, we can't push the ball down the field because we don't have someone who's 6'4", really fast and just like competes for the ball if you just high point it. But yeah, so the Lions, I guess, take care of business at home.
They looked really good again.
Yeah,
Really good. Like a very, very complete team.
I mean,
coming off a loss that they didn't look like that. So I don't know.
I mean, is the Super Bowl Lions Chiefs? Like, can we just call it?
I feel like, I mean, if you look at that, the composition of the league right now, those feel like the best two teams. But a week ago I would have said something different, right? Like going into that game, that Bucks Lions game, I thought the Bucks were the better team. I'm still not sure I don't feel that way, but they look so uncompetitive. And now the Bucks have lost to both the Eagles and the Lions. Yeah, I don't know.
One thing, I mean, you go to Detroit and it might be the loudest stadium in the country.
Yeah.
And like they were saying, like he literally can't hear
Mm-mm.
anything, so you can't like change anything based on what the coach is telling you. You can't really communicate that well, so it is pretty tough to compete in that building. But unless you have a better record, you're going to have to go there and win there in the playoffs. So we'll see how that shakes out.
And I just don't think we can discount, like, I don't know, pick a team outside of the Cardinals from the NFC West, and they, like, I feel like any one of those teams could get into the NFC Championship game. The Niners, the Rams, or the Seahawks at this point.
Yeah, they're all, well, I was going to say they're all pretty complete teams. I mean, they are all complete,
on paper, yes,
complete teams. But I mean, the Niners,
injuries,
like Bosa's out, like their two best defensive players are out, and they're still winning games.
So is their starting quarterback, right? Like they're winning with Mac Jones, which what?
But the formula is get the ball out, get it to McCaffrey, and don't take sacks, and then your defense, like, is overall just still technically sound, and like they're still above average, and like you can win games that. I mean, McCaffrey had 200 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, at some point he's probably going to wear down, but if he doesn't, and you got Kittle back now, so Kittle did not record a reception, but he's obviously a very good blocking tight end. A lot of people say he's the best in the league. So like you get it to McCaffrey, you get him blocking, you can open up a lot of space. So yeah, pretty incredible what the Niners have done with all their injuries.
So incredible. I just, Shanahan's a good fucking coach. Like, he doesn't have the hardware yet. He's got 2 Super Bowl appearances. He doesn't have the victory yet, but I'm just very impressed what he's doing with that team, given everything that they've fought against right now.
Yeah, and you look at, I think they have 2 losses. So they lost to the Jags at home,
bizarre.
Which that was, I think Purdy played that game and he was just off. So like he airmailed a couple balls. So, and then the Jags aren't terrible, but at home they should have been able to beat them more than winning at the Rams or some of these other games. And then I don't know what their other loss was. Oh, didn't they lose to the Bucks?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
They did lose to the Bucks.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back. Let's see where we're at overall with our picks. So I am 22-12 overall, and you're 14-17
Making
overall.
some ground.
Yeah, you're on the climb, and I think over the last few weeks, let's check this.
Not last week.
So over the last 2 weeks, you are you're 3. You were 3-1 last week and 2-3, so 5-4. That's a winning record.
Yeah.
And I am, where are we at here? That was over the last 5 weeks. I'm, 4-3, 8-5, 10-6, 16-6.
Yeah, that was incredible.
18-7 over the last 5 weeks, which, I mean, if you think about like the top handicappers in the world at a sport are like over time, like obviously this is a short sample size, but over time, like if they're hitting 60%, that is insane, which you might not think that that's great, but that's just how it is. It's just
pretty good.
Really hard to hit those. So, all right, let's keep it rolling.
Let's do it.
Let's do week 8. So we got, like I said, 6 teams on bye. So that means we only have 13 games?
Yes.
Makes me sad that there's not more football. Okay. But my team plays tomorrow night, Thursday. Vikings travel out to LA to play the Chargers. I went straight Chargers 3.
I have the Chargers giving 5.5 for some reason.
Oh, what do we got? It opened at two and a
Three.
half and it's up to 3.5. So I get that
Mhm.
one. We're both in the ballpark. All right. So these two teams, I didn't take a lot of time to guess this one. They seem like very similar teams as far as like performance this year, both around 500, both just lost a game, kind of middling. Yeah, so I just went three. It's 3.5. I think that's fair. I think if Carson Wentz, well, regardless of who starts, going on the road to LA, you got Herbert and Harbaugh. Like, I think it
They're
makes sense
struggling.
why this is creeping up a little bit to 3.5. You got to
Yeah.
fly to the West Coast. Granted, the Vikings just had a bye and played a home game. It's not like they're super worn out or anything like that, but it is a short week. So Chargers 3.5. It's fair. Like, this is another spot where the Vikings don't typically win a game like this. The Chargers need one. The Chargers have lost at least two in a row, if
I
not
think that,
three.
yeah, they're 4-3 right now, and they don't look great. But again, their offensive line it's not right. I mean, they barely have one. So
Yeah, I haven't. So I knew they had like three or four starters out like a couple weeks
four.
ago, but I thought they were getting a little bit healthier.
They
Maybe
are
not.
maybe I don't like. I don't know the exact number. This is like four of their five offensive line starters were out. Like, and then if they're getting some back, I don't know.
Maybe the Vikings and Chargers could combine who's
Combined
healthy
forces.
and see if they could form one healthy offensive line,
That's an
and
interesting way to
then
run the league. Yeah.
like scrimmage another team or something like that.
The Chargers aren't the team they were in week one, right? And I know
No,
most teams aren't, but they really aren't. And so I just don't know what this team is halfway through the season. And they persevere enough to hang on to get into the playoffs and make some noise. I honestly don't know. I didn't love this team coming into the season. Something about Harbaugh, and I just don't know what his place is in the NFL right now. They didn't they weren't great last year necessarily. I know they made the playoffs, but then they got smoked. Um, so
yeah,
I don't just doesn't feel like this team is trending where you want. And then the Vikings, they've got quarterback questions, and I don't know, but the team with quarterback questions is not a team that's going to win a ton of games.
right. So I mean, this is an inflection point for these two
Yeah.
teams. Whoever
Yes.
wins is above 500. Whoever loses is at or below, and
Yeah.
then this is the time where like you got to start thinking about we're going to need to win 9 or 10 games to
Yeah.
get the playoffs. So losing this one wouldn't be very good.
Mm-hmm.
So both teams hungry for a game on a short week could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just look back quick. So the Chargers played the Colts, got smoked at home, which isn't a good look, but it was the Colts. The Colts are good.
Very good.
And then they played the Dolphins the week before. They did beat the Dolphins, I believe.
The Dolphins are bad.
And then the week before that, was that when they lost to the Commanders? Yeah, they lost to the Commanders, but basically their whole offensive line was hurt. So you play Washington with no offensive line. It's going to be a tough game. So they've had a sort of a tough schedule, I guess. They also they lost to the Giants the week before, but that was a road game. So I don't know. I mean, the first couple weeks the Chargers looked like maybe they're a Super Bowl contender. Now clearly not, but who knows what the future holds. All right. I don't have an opinion on that. I think it's fair.
It's fair. Who knows who wins? And I'm not sure either of these teams is making a significant or seismic impact in the NFL this year.
Right. Agree. Unless JJ McCarthy, who's not even good enough to be the starter at this point, somehow pulls something out of his hat.
Yep.
I think at this point, I'd rather see him out there. Just, I don't know. What are you going to do? Just hold him back the whole year again and then pretend something's going to be different next year? You can't just keep doing it. No. Like, if this is a lost season or it ends up being that way, like, he needs
the reps.
He needs real game reps. I don't know. Whatever. All right. We got the Jets at the Bengals. And I said Bengals by 9.5.
Bengals given 6.5.
You nailed it. I was way off on that. All right. You are right on. Why 6.5?
Because I didn't think the Bengals deserved to be a touchdown favorite against anybody given their current composition. That's it. And then just given that, I think the Jets are trash, and so I went as much as I could go without giving them a touchdown advantage. That's it.
Got it. So
That's it.
is Justin Fields playing? I feel like he needs to be benched soon.
So they benched him in that game.
Okay.
They benched him, I think, in the fourth quarter for Tyrod Taylor. I don't know if he's starting though this game, but he was benched during their last game.
All right. So this is a very interesting. This is a I don't know. I don't have a good term for it, but it's a Dana interesting sort of situation. You know how I love these teams that either don't have a win or only have one or two wins.
Mhm.
But okay, so the Bengals
Was it no wins?
yeah. Well,
None.
when's the last time a team didn't win any the whole year?
Was it the Browns coach, Hugh Jackson in Cleveland? And then before that, it was Rob Marinelli in Detroit, and before that, it had never been done.
I thought there was like a Bucks team like way back when that was
Maybe so. It hadn't been done
Smaller
under the
schedule?
60. Yeah, so back in the 14 game schedule days.
All right, so here we
Yeah.
go. Um, here's why I like the Jets. Okay, so
Wow.
Flacco and the Bengals, right? Flacco threw to Chase 147 times. The Steelers couldn't figure out how to cover one guy. Bengals beat the Steelers. Now Flacco has arrived. He's got the whole playbook. He's playing great, right? The Bengals are going to go to the playoffs. All right. So usually when teams play that well, win a game that a lot of people aren't expecting them to win, then the next week they kind of have a downer. Now the Bengals, like this Bengals team, isn't all of a sudden like a Super Bowl contender, right? There's still a lot of holes, especially on defense. Um, Offensive line, I don't think is great, but Flacco's getting it out quick, so he kind of neutralizes some of that.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're off a good win. You're starting to think, okay, maybe we can make the playoffs with Flacco. Now the Jets, are coming in, right? So you're on this high, and now you're like, oh, thank God the Jets, we can get to 500, right? Like, what do? Naturally, you like don't like you think it's going to be an easy game, right? So you don't prepare, you don't focus as well as you normally would. Jets need a win. I don't think that they've given up. I think they've just had like really bad quarterback play and like
Mhm.
not a ton of talent. But so now you got maybe Tyrod Taylor starts this game. Not a lot of tape on him lately. He comes in, maybe rejuvenates him if it's at least for just a game, and you got close to a touchdown to play with. So I just think every time in this situation, the Jets are going to be the right side for me. Um, Especially if it keeps going up to if it gets to a touchdown, a full touchdown, obviously that changes things too. But I'm going Jets. But since it's the Jets, I can't quite go 3 stars. I got to go 2 stars.
Wow,
So.
this is a ballsy ass pick. It is a big spread.
Well, the other thing is I guessed it way higher and
Yeah.
it is lower, so maybe there's something like there's definitely something to what I'm explaining. So
Can they score more than 6 points against this Bengals defense?
oh, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, I think the Panthers are clearly, this is a weird thing to say, clearly a better team than the Bengals right now.
The who?
The Panthers.
Yeah.
Clearly a better team. Yeah, yeah.
Young's hurt though.
Is
not.
that,
I don't think he's playing, but
I don't even know who his backup is. Is that
Dalton.
an issue? Is it? Oh, that's right, Dalton. I
So-
mean, like,
given
yeah.
they're probably still about the same time.
Yeah. yeah. So, I mean, could they kick 3 field goals to cover? I think probably. My biggest question, this is just, I'm a coach killer. I get it. Can you win? Okay, you don't have the quarterback solved. You don't have that question answered. And you're the guy who put yourself in that situation in the first place. Aaron Glenn went out and got Justin Fields and said, this is the guy.
I don't think I knew that was his big decision.
Well, I think, yes, I think he was the one who came out or was endorsing him and said, this is the person I can win with. He's clearly wrong. And what I struggle with is with such obvious evidence to the contrary that Fields wasn't the guy, and most of the league, I think, buying into that. I don't know. Do you have the right decision-making skill set to be successful in the league as a head coach? No. No, sorry.
All right, so you're saying Glenn definitely doesn't ever turn it around and probably just gets fired before he.
I mean, I would. So maybe this isn't a question of whether or not he's capable, because obviously Campbell, who he came from that coaching tree. Campbell's first season in Detroit was an absolute disaster. He was kind of a joke hire to begin with, right? Remember, Campbell came out and started talking about kneecaps, and then he went 1-11 or whatever it was. So I suppose anything can happen, but some of the stuff that he has done, they just screaming at people in the locker room so loud that you can hear him 2 rooms away. The inability to come up with anything at the end of a half other than just let time run out. No, thank you. No, thank you. And then Justin Fields, like, he's the guy. No, thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, obviously there's some dysfunction. Like, they're just
a lot
not good at football. But then you think back and you're like, they took the lead on the Bucs late in the fourth quarter. Like, the Bucs needed a last minute rally to beat them. They had the Broncos. Their defense played great against the Broncos overseas. It kind of, what that game end, 13-11 or something?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Broncos and the Bucs are 2 of the top 10 teams in the league.
No question.
They could have, pulled those out. Just think if you had a little bit better quarterback play, it's not crazy to think that they could be 2-5 or 3-4. But as it is, you still have to go win those games. Like, you got to make the last plays.
There was that Steelers game, the first game of the season. Nobody ever got as much out of Justin Fields as they got out of Justin Fields in that game. He looked fucking terrific. It vanished. I don't know football well enough, but I would love to hear a detailed explanation as to why he was so successful in that one game and it just completely fell apart, like, in subsequent games. It's just because he had a whole offseason to memorize what the Steelers were going to do. Like, I don't
get it either. He clearly doesn't know how to process what a defense is doing.
No.
And it's been that way the whole time.
His whole
and it's
career.
Just never gotten better.
That's right. He can't read a defense, and he can't make decisions in the moment that affect positive yardage. He just can't. And it's really because the physical tools are there. Like, he's a gifted, talented athlete. He can't put the two together, and no coach or coaching staff has been able to bridge that gap either. And that's unfortunate. I think maybe he should go to Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell might be able to fix him.
I mean, honestly, maybe he should play receiver
or running back or tight end, something that allows him to get out or wildcat it up with him. I don't know. It's nobody is playing to his strengths, and nobody has clearly sat down and spent the time with him to help him unpack everything that's going on in his head when he's out on the field trying to make that decision and to just clear away that clutter. Right. Unfortunately for him.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy that some of them can figure it out and they get better and they learn how to not do certain things, and some just can't. I get it. It's tough. It's one of the toughest things to do.
Absolutely. Just lightning quick. You have to make those decisions.
Okay, we got the Bills skis against the Panthers.
Oh boy, I really fucked this one up.
Bills off of so did I. Bills off a bye. Bryce Young probably not playing, so Dalton steps in. So Bills at the Panthers. I said Bills by 4.5.
So when I picked this a week ago, I didn't realize, and I didn't revise it, that Young was going to be out. I'm not sure how much that matters. But I favored the Panthers. I really struggled with this, but I went Panthers giving 2.5. I went with the Panthers.
Yeah, so the Bills had looked not so great for a couple games. The Panthers are on a winning streak, so I get it.
But this is really wrong.
So the line is like 7.
Yeah, it's Bills
7.5. Bills 7.5. So I get that one. You've heard me say this before. I feel like the Bills, for whatever reason, get a little bit better lines. Like they're more favorited than they should be. I don't know. I guess Young's out. Dalton steps in. I don't know that Dalton. Well, who knows? He hasn't played yet this year, I don't think. So last year, him and Young basically were kind of. Well, Young got benched for a while, right? Like Dalton.
So wasn't it the opposite, or was that 2 years ago? Dalton was in a car accident, and they had to start Young, and they sort of started.
I forget my Panthers history, but I need to start reading up on it because the Panthers are 4-3.
No, they're 3-3, aren't they? I think they're 500. That's one of the reasons I went with the Panthers at home.
4-3.
Oh, they're 4-3. They're even better. They're 4-3.
They might win that damn division.
Ah.
Just kidding.
They won this week. That's right.
Okay, so
4-3, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess 4.5. It's 7.5. Got the Panthers. I guess the big question really is Dalton. I like the way that the Panthers haven't lost a home game. If Young's in there, like you got to think that they would compete and could keep it under 7.5. You throw Dalton in there for his first start. I don't know. This is a very weird one. I do not understand why it's that high.
It's really high. And here's the thing: the Bills' rushing defense is crap garbage,
and the Panthers have 2 really good running backs.
Maybe the best running back in the league by the end of it. You know, I mean, he's certainly done some things in the last few weeks that are explosive. So it's in that context, it's a bad matchup for the Bills. And then the Bills have had some funky games. They've just looked a little discombobulated. And if you've got what I think is clearly the best quarterback in the league right now as your quarterback, and you can't harness that for lots of victories, I don't know. I just feel like you shouldn't be stumbling the way they're stumbling, given who their quarterback is.
There must be some like weird stat where the Bills, after a bye, beat teams on average by like 17 points or something like that. Because I don't understand how the Panthers are not gonna keep this close. So I guess in my pick'em league, since it's so confusing to me, I'm not gonna rank it very high because it just feels like one of those where it's so obvious that you think the Panthers should cover and then the Bills win by 17, but I can't not take a home dog of more than 7 when the team's just playing better. Like it's one of the most confusing types of lines to me.
It's a winning team. That's how I felt about the Bucs against the Lions, right at 5.5, and they didn't. What happens to the Bills if they lose this fucking game? I mean, they would even as it sits now. I think the Patriots are. I know the Bills are on the bye, but the Patriots are the division leaders right now, 5-2
versus
4-2. I think
4-2, yeah. So then
4-3.
Yeah, and the Patriots could get to 6-2. So then you're a game and a half back, and you lose the tiebreak. So you're basically 2 games back.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't know. I haven't looked at like NFC, AFC because like. From year to year, sometimes like you can be sniffing the playoffs with 8 wins in one division, and the other one it's like, is 10 wins even going to get me in?
That's right.
I haven't looked at that. Maybe we should just do that real quick. So
the NFC is
NFL standard.
Better record-wise, I think right now is more top-heavy than the AFC.
All right, this might be easier on my phone. I'm gonna do it real quick.
Because if I'm looking at the wild cards, the Colts are 6-1, Patriots and Broncos are 5-2, the Steelers are 4-2, and then the Bills 4-2. So the Chargers and the Jaguars are still wild cards right now at 4-3.
Yeah, so I think at this point, since it's still fairly early, it's kind of hard to tell. But so the line, so the Jacksonville is in, Kansas City's out. They're both 4-3. The Jaguars beat the Chiefs. That's crazy. I'm saying like the AFC hopeful is not even technically
in the playoffs right now
at this point, but
early days.
I mean, they're nasty now that they're healthy. If they stay healthy, Kansas City's nasty. And
I certainly like them better than the Chargers.
No, for sure. And they lost to the Chargers, but whatever.
Yeah.
Then the NFC, Bears 4-2, Rams 5-2. So the Bears are out at 4-2. So at this point, the NFC looks a lot better. And if you extrapolate, it probably takes 10 wins to get in the NFC.
Oh, yeah.
And only 9 to get in the AFC. But again, like
every wildcard team in the NFC right now has only 2 losses. Like they're 5-2. The Lions, Seahawks, and Rams are all 5-2, and they're all really good teams. NFC is going to be a bit of a bloodbath, I think.
Yeah. I'll look again real quick. So. Yeah, I mean, well, let's just think about this. So, Arizona Giants and Saints, I don't think there's much hope for them, right? Like, they're just clearly not very good. But Washington, so Daniels is hurt. hamstring. Who knows? That could be 1 week. That could be
All,
0 weeks. That could be a month.
the season, yeah.
But if they get healthy, like, yeah, the Commanders could make a push. Minnesota, I don't know. Like, I don't know that I don't think the quarterback play is going to be quite good enough this year to make a push. But they're 3-3, right? Falcons are nasty. Like, top to bottom, their lineup is really good. It just seems like Penix has made mistakes, and they haven't won these close games. But talent-wise, like,
blanked by the Panthers.
I don't know. Like, I guess if it's Falcons Jaguars in a game, like, you kind of compare AFC to NFC. Like, I think the Falcons are clearly a better team, but
yeah,
maybe not.
What about the Cowboys? Is it possible for them to not score 40 points?
Right. I mean, the Cowboys are trending up. They're 3-1. Panthers are 4-3. Maybe they're a little bit higher than they should be based on, like, if you asked 100 people, should the Panthers make the playoffs or are they going to make the playoffs? Like, probably 88 of them are going to say no, even though they're right on that line. So, and then let's go to the AFC real quick. So, Miami, Tennessee, and the Jets are obviously all terrible. 1 or 0 wins. So Baltimore's 1-5, but they just got the bye. So, like, they have 5 losses, right? So you maybe only need 9 wins. So you can still lose 3 more. And obviously, if they start clicking and get healthy, they can win any game they're in, right? Like, they can be a favorite and win any game they're in. Cleveland 2-5, no. Raiders 2-5, no. Texans defense is nasty. Their offensive line, they look like a high school offensive line. They get pushed back on every single play. So they're such a, I don't know, defense great, offensive line just can't protect and they can't move the ball. And then you got Cincinnati. I mean, yeah, the AFC is just, like, clearly not as good.
No, clearly not as good. Although, given the Ravens' next 5 games, they could be 6-5 after 11 weeks. They've got Dolphins, Vikings. Well, we're not even counting the Bears. So they could be 7-5. They got Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals before they have to play the Steelers. So they could be right in the conversation in, around week 11, 12, if their injuries come back and they start playing up to their caliber. But
now's the time to get in on your Ravens really Super Bowl futures. I mean,
their next set of games is not against a murderer's row.
Right. All right,
let's do it.
Sorry, I went on a tangent, and we just spent a lot of time. We've only done 3 games. Let's get to the Niners-Texans. I went Niners by 1 on the road.
I just went Texans in 3.
I think this one has kind of jumped around a little bit. It opened at Texans 1, and it's Texans 1.5. All right, get out the math. You missed it by 1.5, and I missed it by 2.5. So you get that one. So we're tied 2-2. All right, Texans by 1.5. How the Niners are a more complete team. I would argue the Texans' defense is probably a little better. Like, they forced like 4 turnovers against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
You could tell that their defense was, and they were playing hard. Like, they were hitting hard, and they were. You could tell they got it figured out. Their offense, they can't block anyone. Why are the Texans? Why do you expect the Texans to win this game, given that the Niners seem to win these close games, play better than like all the injuries they have? Like, why are the Texans going to win this game?
I don't think they will. I don't know what is their issue, but they're just not their season. They are a discombobulated mess right now. And maybe it is just line play. Maybe it's that important, especially for this team, and that's why they're struggling. But no, I don't expect the Texans to win this game. I do think I like the Niners here.
Yeah, it's one of these polarizing ones for me. Like, I don't really understand why the Texans are favored, so it confuses me.
Yeah.
The Niners are a better team. Texans coming home need a win. They only have 2, so maybe it's just a spot where the Texans need one and get one. I don't know. I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. We got the rematch. We got teams playing each other twice already.
Yes.
Giants at the Eagles. Remember, the Giants smoked the Eagles like
2-3 weeks ago.
2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah. So I went Eagles 6.5.
I have the Eagles giving 4.5.
It is
7.
7 on the nose. I get that. Oh, caps lock. I'm yelling. I get that one. So I'm ahead 3-2. Okay. I said 6.5. It's 7. I think that's fair. The Giants have shown some fight. They're still not a great team overall. The Eagles, I think, had a bye before the Vikings game, maybe. Or maybe not. Anyway, Eagles win on the road in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're coming home. They need a little revenge because the Giants made them look bad on that
Real
Thursday
bad.
night. So here's the two schools of thought. You either think the Giants match up well against the Eagles and are going to play it tight again, division game, or you think the Eagles are a little bit pissed off about getting smoked by the Giants. They're at home and they're going to take care of business and blow them out. I'm kind of on the fence between those two. Seven can be a lot, right? They can dominate the whole game, and it's still tough to cover 7. I don't know. I don't know on this one. I think it's a very fair line. It's not like the Eagles have really dominated anyone. So
I'm gonna go ahead and take the Giants. I don't think that they're going to win this game, but I think they can cover 7. My favorite Cam Scadaboo anecdote that I've heard so far since he's kind of risen to prominence is that as a child, he used to put on his brother's shoulder pads, football shoulder pads, and run into telephone poles.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, that feels like right. Like he's been training for this for a really long time. And it's that kind of dedication and skill that I think is going to carry the Giants to a cover here.
Yeah.
I like that Scadaboo guy.
I don't mind it. I think at the end of the day, 7 is a lot. And I probably do go that way in my pick 'em, but we'll see. The one thing that I saw that I thought was funny is like the NFL has such a diversity of running backs. They have the McCaffreys who are very cerebral and like pick the hole and like are just like super smart, like smart guys or seemingly. And then they have true crayon eaters like Scadaboo, like people who eat crayons. And I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of.
He's the kind of guy who's going to rush into the blue tent when his QB's, in there.
And then I saw another one. Yeah, I saw another one where you notice how like after pretty much every play he kind of shakes his head. So if you shake your head after every play, the spotter can't spot you for a potential concussion, right? Because you do it every play. So he's dumb smart in that he doesn't want to come out of the game because he's just too crazy, even if he does have a concussion. So then for the team, like he stays in there and he just keeps running because they can't spot it. So
be careful, Cam. Come on, you got your 40s to think about. I know it's hard at 23 or whatever, but maybe.
All right, yeah.
Don't hide from the concussion police.
Good times. Woo. All right, we have the Browns at the Patriots.
Oh goodness, here we go.
I said Patriots by 6.
I got Patriots giving 9.5. Big old number here.
It is 7. Open at 7. It is 7. So I get that one. I'm up 4-2. All right. So I guess 6 at 7. Very close. So the Browns just blew out the Dolphins at home. I can't remember if I picked that one. Did I pick that one? Why did I not pick that one? I liked that. I said it was a good spot for the Browns to get a win. They had a good defense. The Dolphins are kind of injured. Obviously, Tyreek Hill ain't coming back.
And an amazing running game. Maybe the most underrated running game in the NFL right now with the Browns.
Yeah.
Rafe Judkins looking really, really good.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Browns, their defense is so good. They can run the ball. If their quarterback doesn't make mistakes, like they're going to be in almost every game they play.
And he didn't do much of anything, Dylan Gabriel. I think he had 130 yards. He didn't have a touchdown, didn't have a rushing touchdown. I don't think maybe he had an interception, but he wasn't generating a ton of turnovers. So
Yeah. So I'm going Browns here for sure. Like their defense,
Yeah.
it's hard to score a lot of points on the Browns, although May has played very well this year and has put up a lot of
Really
points
May.
on a lot of
Really well.
teams.
Yeah, he's an MVP candidate right now.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Mhm.
Just think, who could have had him?
I mean, there's a laundry list of players at the QB position you can say about the Bears. He's
All
one
right.
of many.
I mean, 7 is just a lot for a
Huge
for a
amount.
Browns team who runs the ball well, plays good defense, is obviously playing hard. And what are they? Do they have 2 wins, 3 wins? But
The Browns, yeah, I think 2 wins.
2 wins.
Yeah.
7's a lot. I think it's a
Lot.
tough cover. I like it. I'm gonna go 2 stars on them. Browns 2 stars. Like, I just think it would be weird if we're looking at this next week and the Patriots win this game by double digits. Like, it just doesn't seem. It seems like it's going to be a close game to me, I guess is what I'm saying.
Browns, I don't know how good they are, but I think they're definitely a tough out. They're definitely a tough out. Most of the games they've played this year outside of interdivisional games between the Ravens and the Steelers have been incredibly close, and the Lions. So maybe not. Maybe they're not a tough out. It feels like a tough out, but when you've got a strong running game and a great defense, especially with a Predator on that defensive line with the Myles Garrett. So I don't know. I like the Browns here too, but I'm not going to pick them.
All right, let's go on. We're about half done. We got the Bears, your Bears, at the Ravens. So I went Ravens by 7, thinking that Lamar was going to play. He did not practice Monday. I don't know if he practiced yesterday. What do you got for this?
I got the Ravens given 5.5.
And it is
6.5.
Open at 7. It's down to 6.5. All right.
You get it.
I get it, just barely. Okay, so we need to know Lamar Jackson's status. All right.
Still out.
So, Rave? Yeah, this was a full day. Lamar Jackson has. Okay, Lamar Jackson injury news has Ravens QBs playing this week.
In question.
Oh, in question, yes. Who knows? My guess is this is interesting. Ravens predicted to fire Harbaugh.
Oh, whoa! What is that? Over concerns over what?
All right. Should we?
I mean, I just
rabbit
feel
hole?
like I want to know what Lamar Jackson's injury.
I don't know. This
Weird.
the way the article starts, it sounds a little kind of like not
Clickbaity.
exactly. So let's not go down that hole.
Uh-uh.
So the line is 6.5. To me, that screams he's playing. If he wasn't playing, I don't think that's 6.5. So here's my guess. My wild assumption is what after a bye week, most teams practice on Monday. Most other teams, when they play Sunday, they don't practice Monday. So his Monday, holding him out Monday, to me, it's more like to keep it consistent with like a normal week. And like, why make him practice on a Monday? It's not like he needs to learn the plays or doesn't know what he's doing, right? He's a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just extra rest, in my opinion. Now, obviously, if he continues to not practice, then it's a huge question mark. But 6.5. Okay, so the Bears are 4-2 and the Ravens are 1-5. So why shouldn't the 1-5 team be favored by almost a touchdown? So that's gonna not make sense to a lot of people. I think people maybe are gonna take the Bears here just because they think they're getting a lot of value. I'll say this: if Jackson plays and is healthy, I love the Ravens here just because they this is it, right? You can't go to 1-6. You're off a bye. Your defense, I think, is getting a little bit healthier. Hopefully for them, Jackson is close to 100%. And this is the one where you just blow the doors off and you get back in the win column. So it's a spot that I typically like a lot. So I'm going to go Ravens. Now, with the caveat, obviously, if Jackson doesn't play, this completely changes this.
Different game. Way different game. Way different game.
So if Jackson plays, I'm going 3 stars on the Ravens.
And the Bears were 4-2 last year, right? and it's really annoying to me that we've got a bunch of talking heads, all the talking heads going, oh, the Bears, oh, so good, 4-2, 4-game win. Shut up. Shut up. They were 4-2 last year, and then they sucked. And there's nothing about this team that, or very little about this team, that screams that they're that markedly better than they were last year. And then maybe they win more games, and that's fine. God bless. But this is like just to praise them for the 4-2 record is just stupid. It's just stupid. Like it completely abrogates any understanding of recent history for this team. And just shut up. Just shut up.
The next 3 to 4 weeks are obviously huge because this was the inflection point last year when they lost to the Commanders and then they went on a tailspin.
9-10 game losing streak. Yeah.
So I mean, if they can win 2 of the next 3 winnable games and get to 6-3, then it's definitely legitimate.
Like, because they're going to play the Bengals, they've got the broken Ravens potentially. There's a slew of other losing teams that they're playing over the next 4 or 5 games. If they come out of that and they're 7-2, and they didn't beat Lamar, right, because he's out. Like, what do you think of this team? You're not like, are you endorsing this team to like make a playoff run? Are you like buying in? I know this is hypothetical.
Well, here's the thing: they have to play the Packers twice. They have to play the Lions again,
and the Vikings again.
They have to go to Minnesota, right? Yep. So they're probably only getting 1 of those.
Yeah.
So that's 3 more losses, and then I don't know what the rest of their schedule looks like. So it kind of depends, I guess. But if the schedule's not
that schedule right now,
like I could see them. Like, I think they're good enough.
That defense looks really good. I will say that defense looks fucking great.
They're good enough to get to 9-8, maybe, but it just depends how you look at it, right? Because like, they beat the Raiders by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Saints at home. Granted, that was a little bit of a trap situation, so they got the job done. They blew them out. And then they beat the Commanders because Daniels couldn't hand the ball off, right? So,
I mean, he just lazily, that was such a stupid play on his part. All he had to do was just pull it.
So I think, I think they need a convincing win against a
good team,
legitimate team.
Yes.
And then that's when you really start to think, okay, this is a playoff caliber team. They can maybe even make a little run, but we got to see that. So when's their next?
All right, so they've got Ravens, Bengals, Giants, Vikings are their next 4 games, and then it's Steelers, Eagles, and I don't see them winning either of those games.
So if they can win, if Jackson plays and they can win this game on the road, or back and forth, they're in it the whole way. Mm-hmm. I think, to me, that kind of shows that
they've come up a level. Whether or not they're great,
exactly.
they've leveled up. Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair. But don't pay any attention to the record right now.
Yeah. Is this one of those, like, don't talk about it, maybe they'll just keep winning situations?
I don't, even if they did, I don't know what it means. Like, are they going to win a playoff game? I just don't. I don't have any faith. So I got to see it. Let's see them get into the playoffs and win a playoff game. Other than that, I don't know. Does it make any sense to talk about this team? I don't think so.
All right. Let's go on. We got 6 left. Let's do Dolphins at the Falcons.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I went Falcons by 8.
I've got Falcons given 7.5. Just the Dolphins are trash.
I think you might have nailed it.
7.
7.
Started at 7.5.
Falcons.
I needed that one.
Okay, it's 5-3 on the head.
Yes.
Falcons by 7.
Dolphins suck. Falcons look really good at points. Like, they seem, whatever the missing pieces are, I'm not unable to identify them for the Falcons, but they feel like an almost complete team. They have a decent coach. He's been around. This is his second go around, his first go round with Tampa. He was really young. Probably didn't deserve that job necessarily. I do like the Falcons, I think, certainly more than the Dolphins. They're done. The coach has given up. He doesn't have any answers, unfortunately. They're just waiting.
Which is weird because it seems like they're not going to fire him before the end of the season.
It does. That feels that way too. Yep. But there's nothing. They're not getting anything from that team. And the quarterback isn't good. It's just, that's a reset waiting to happen.
Yeah, it seems like it. Okay, so Falcons by 7.
Yep.
Yeah, the Dolphins have looked bad. They just got blown out by the Browns. Now you're going on the road. The Falcons, off a loss, coming home. Like I said, very, very solid defense. Best maybe best running game in the NFL. I don't like. I don't know how. Like Tua threw a bunch of interceptions. Like I just don't know how the Dolphins win this game.
No.
Can they keep it within 7? I have no idea. I think it's fair, and I don't even want to try to think about which side's right. So let's go ahead.
No, the Falcons, they're too inconsistent, right? Like on paper, I would say yes, the Falcons could certainly cover 7, but given the way that they've played, are you getting the team that got blanked by the Panthers or the team that beat the Bills? Because those feel like two very different teams, and those were like back-to-back weeks, I think. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely going to stay away from this. Falcons are too schizophrenic right now.
Right. And I don't know, like this, the only argument you have for the Dolphins is this seems like Falcons are clearly the better team. Dolphins have looked horrible. They look like they're in disarray. Like Tua's just thrown it to the other team while he's in his own end zone.
Yeah.
And no one believes in the Dolphins. No way they're going to keep this close sort of situation.
The Dolphins don't even believe in the Dolphins. I mean, look at the way the head coach approaches the podium after the game.
Dolphins are very positive animals, I thought. Very smart.
Dolphins, yes. The NFL football Dolphins, not as much. Not at this point.
I thought we were doing like aquatics and biology. And
that's our another podcast.
Yeah. Who would win in the wild? A dolphin or a falcon?
Oh, I mean,
the dolphin wouldn't win.
I don't think. No, they're docile. They don't have. Although they do fight sharks, so
could
maybe
they grab the falcon's.
They've got that
foot
snout. Ram. I don't know. They jump out
as they come down.
Yeah, in the air, perhaps. Yes. I hope they don't fight. I like falcons and dolphins. I'd prefer if they didn't.
All right. Let's move on.
Oh, let's do it.
Wacky Wednesday. Okay, we got the Bucks at the Saints. I said Bucks by 5.5.
I went the Bucks giving 4.5, and I'm going to say right now I'm going to just pick the Saints because I'm pissed at the Bucks. I don't want them to cover this.
It opened at 5.5. It's down to 4. You get it.
Give me the Saints for 1.
Saints for 1 at +4.
I don't know why. They're at home. That's why.
I think this line moves down because I'm almost
because of the injury to their wideout.
Yeah. So Evans, I think he had a concussion plus a shoulder injury. I don't know if it's just like a AC joint or a collarbone. I should have looked that up. But okay, so if it's concussion, obviously it's possible he comes back. Mm-hmm. And if it's just like an AC joint thing, sometimes that's just like pain tolerance, right? So maybe he plays. I'm guessing he won't. Mm-hmm. So Bucks on the road. I mean, the Saints still are not very good. Like, it's only 4.
That's the thing. Like it's a away game for the Bucks, so it's not 4, it's 7, right?
All right.
Think about that.
But still, yeah,
it's a touchdown. They're a touchdown better if you factor in that. This is probably a stupid pick for me, and I want to continue to lose these, I guess. But I really was stunned that the Bucks and I know they lost the game. They were really uncompetitive in that game against the Lions, and that really bothered me.
Yeah, I think it's the right side. It's lower than I thought.
Yeah.
Who in their right mind really thinks the Saints keep this close? I mean, the Bucks are clearly the better team, right? So
yes, unquestionably.
I think there's a lot of just pencil in the Bucks because they're the better team. Division game, it's lower than I thought. The Saints have been a little bit.
They've been pesky.
They've been frisky, but
they're what? They got 2 games? Is that no? There's still 1 game. They only won 1 game.
So I don't like it enough to pick it, but that's the side I would go Saints as well.
They were 1-6. I don't know why, but yeah, I think they'll cover here. I would like it if the line was actually 7. But.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to cover 4. Like I say, you could be down 10, get a garbage touchdown. Yeah, and then the Bucks aren't going to try to score,
right? And that's it. That's right.
And then the game's over.
Yeah. Fair.
All right.
Yeah.
4 left.
Yes.
Cowboys Broncos. I love this.
Oh, me too.
You got the horse, and you got the guy riding the horse.
It's a horse.
Who wins?
Rider guy.
Who's smarter? Who usually wins? The guy riding the horse or the horse?
Oh boy, depends on the horse.
Yeah, it could depend on the horse. Anyway, Cowboys at Broncos. Broncos 4.5.
I have the Broncos giving 3.5.
Yeah.
Boom. And I'm going to take the Cowboys here. The boys.
Uh,
The boys.
it is 3.5. Josh is on a roll.
Come back.
Ski.
Come back.
Some people call me Roll Ski because my last name's Roller. Josh is on a roll ski right now. Okay.
Kaiser will ski.
And we're going to be the same. I'm taking the Cowboys as well. Why are you taking the Cowboys?
Their fucking offense is amazing. And the only reason we're not talking about it more is because they haven't their record, the way they started, and the fact that the Colts have made, I think, the most prolific offense by the numbers. So that's overshadowing them a little bit, but they're right there. And I want to see some fucking touchdowns. And I think they're going to give us some fucking touchdowns. I can't wait.
I'm almost like right away. I thought Cowboys for sure here.
Yeah.
It's lower than I thought.
Yep.
So like the Broncos are, what's the Broncos record?
They're 5-2.
5-2 versus
They're
3-3. So you're
3-3-1.
Oh yeah, yeah, 3-3-1.
Tied.
So this is saying that the teams are basically equal, even though the Broncos' record is a lot better. They're at home, so it's lower than I thought. I think there's something to that.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely like the Cowboys. You're still getting the hook on the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys. Although it'll be interesting if the Broncos defense versus the Cowboys offense. I think those two units are
it's the best defense
top
they've
5
played so far.
Top 5 on either side. So, yeah, I mean, like the Broncos, they put a lot into that comeback against the Giants. So, are they a little worn out, or are they more focused because they don't want that to happen again? I don't really know. I just think the Cowboys are playing well. They've scored points on pretty much everyone. I think there's a better chance of the Broncos offense sputtering than the Cowboys offense sputtering. And I like the Cowboys. So
I do too. They lost to the Panthers though. That I don't love.
Do I like it? I don't think I like it for 3. I think it's still. What do I like it for? I think I like it for 2. Bang.
I'll take it for 3. I'll take the Cowboys. I don't have a 3 yet. I'll take them for 3 here. Yeah, this will be an interesting game. It was the way that the Broncos struggled for 95% of that game against the Giants gives me, is why I'm endorsing the Cowboys, I think, so vociferously here. But yeah, I think this will be a fun game to watch. Can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, so this must be probably the game of the week in the afternoon on Sunday. Yeah, it'll be a good one. Yeah. All right. Titans at the Colts.
Oops.
I went Colts by 17.
I have the Colts giving 13.5.
Pretty sure you get this unless it went nuts. Yeah. 14. It's right on 14. So you took the lead 6-5. I need to get the last 2 to win.
I finally started paying attention and was like, okay, best team in the league versus worst team in the league at home. It's got to be at least 12 points. It's got to be at least 12. So that's why 13 now.
Yeah, in retrospect, 17 maybe a little high. Obviously, I mean, the AFC. I bring this up every year, and I should actually look up the stats on it. But the AFC, what is this? The South?
Yeah,
AFC South. Like division matchups, when one team's a lot better than the other, tend to be closer than people think they're going to be, more so than even other divisions. I think there's something to that. Mm-hmm. So, and the Colts, like, they're 6-1. They're the only one-loss team, but you still don't look at the Colts and you're not like, wow, like they have such star power and they're just incredible. Like their best receiver is Michael Pittman.
Yep.
So
they're spreading all over. Right?
I get it why it's only 14.
Next year, though, right? So the Colts finished out the season, and they project as they've been playing. if it's next season, I do think that this line, right, like, and again against a similarly terrible team, is probably closer to 16 or 17, right? Because you think about the Chiefs. If this was the Chiefs versus the Titans, I think that line is, and it's, ignore the Chiefs opening for this season. I think it's probably 16. You know what I mean? Given the history and the prolific nature of their offense in that history. So I think some of this is just we're still shocked that the Colts are this good.
For sure. Yeah. So no opinion on this. 14's a lot, but the Titans are bad. Like, they could be winning this game and end up losing by more than 14 pretty quickly. They've had some big, just kind of like slides. I don't think the Colts are the type of team to really overlook anyone. So it's fair. I don't. Maybe they win by exactly 14. Maybe that's it.
I mean, yeah, or they could win by 40. I don't know. Like, they're quite good.
Yeah. So this past week was the last double Monday night game. So that must mean Packers Steelers is Sunday night.
Yes.
I have Packers by 2.5.
The Steelers giving 3.
I'm pretty sure I get this. Packers, it's straight 3. So I get that. We're tied. So the Steelers just lost to the Bengals. Yeah. The Packers had to kind of pull it out towards the end against the Cardinals. Granted, it was a away game. So the Packers, I think you talk to experts, 9 out of 10 of them are going to tell you that the Packers are a better team than the Steelers. I didn't think it would quite get to 3. I thought the Steelers deserved less than 3 at home. But it is a straight 3. Obviously, this is the Rodgers against Packers game. The Steelers just dropped one. They're on a little bit of extra rest because they played on Thursday. So you got the Packers coming in. Rodgers is obviously going to be all fired up to try to beat his former team. This is a Steelers pick. It's a home dog. Packers have not been blowing teams out. This is absolutely a Steelers pick.
Yep.
The only thing that makes me a little hesitant is that it is a little higher than I thought. So I don't know, but I just don't see the Packers
They're not blowing
out the Steelers. Like, I think there's a much better chance the Steelers cover 3. So I like it.
I want the Steelers for dose.
All right, we got a couple the same this week.
Everything you said makes total sense, and more than anything, the Packers just have not, like, game after game, they don't look dominant, right? Like, outside of that first game against the Lions, they've not looked like a dominant team, and they're the number 1 seed in the NFC right now, based on their the tie, right? So if that was a loss, they wouldn't be. I just like the Steelers here. Give me the Steelers all day here.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the most likely scenario is it is close and the Packers win by exactly 3, but I like it. I think there's a better chance on that side. So we're both going 2 stars on the Steelers. Okay, we got 1 game left. Monday night. I'm just gonna check Jaden Daniels. So it's Commanders at Chiefs. I'm gonna look at Jaden Daniels' injury. Okay, he gets brutal injury update from Sports Doctor. So I'm just gonna assume that means he's definitely not playing. And I don't know if he's on the IR or how that's gonna look, but I went Chiefs by 9.5 against the Mariota Commanders.
I got the Chiefs getting 6.5.
And I don't remember what this is. It opened at 10.5, and it's mostly 10.5. So I'm gonna get that. I got the last 2. I swooped in and won the week. Okay. Mariota on the road against the team that looks like the best team in the NFL. The Commanders just got blown out by the Cowboys. They lost to the Bears the week before. Their franchise quarterback's hurt. It's a fair line. I have no idea. I think obviously 10.5 can be a lot, so I'm probably going to go that way. But the way the Chiefs have looked, like, I wouldn't blame you if you like the Chiefs to cover 10.5 either. Not going to pick it, but And kind of like this would have been a fun game with a healthy Commanders team against the Chiefs. I think it kind of takes some of the wind out of it. But who knows? Prime time things can get weird. I mean, the Chiefs were up 14-0 on the Jaguars a few weeks ago, and the Jaguars end up coming back. So could be interesting, but maybe ends up being a dud. Okay, that's it for this week.
Woot.
Tomorrow night, Vikings Chargers should be a competitive game. A little bit maybe of a trap game. Bengals at home against the Jets. Do the Panthers bring it at home against the Bills with a big spread? Niners, Texans, a little bit of a confusing one. Texans favorite at home, but probably clearly not the better team. Eagles looking for revenge against the Giants. Browns at the Patriots. Maybe a little bit of a trap game for the Patriots with the Browns' good defense. Maybe they can keep it close. Is Lamar playing? Do the Ravens win convincingly for once, or can your Bears take them down? Falcons at home against the Dolphins. Just got to take care of business. Bucks, maybe a little trap game on the road against the Saints. Cowboys, Broncos in probably our most, I don't know, anticipated game of the week or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, should be fun.
Colts by 14 at home against the Titans. Rodgers against the Packers. And maybe the least interesting game to me really is Chiefs Commanders because of the Commanders' injuries. But overall, only 13 games, but I think a lot of interesting matchups, as there always is. All right, let's wrap it up. Go Vikings!
Go Bears.